Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this. So today I wanted to share how I make achaar at home, and I only do jalapeños, lemons, and carrots. So I have here 3 pounds of jalapeños, and I have 3 bags of baby carrots. You can use regular carrots too. So I have 3 pounds of carrots, and I have about 8 lemons. And the first thing to do is I've already washed the jalapenos, so I'm going to remove the stem and try and take some of the seeds out. And I'm gonna halve all of these, and I've already washed these as well, so I'm gonna half them, and then try to remove some of the seeds. Now make sure you put some gloves on, because they will burn your hands. So let me do that, and then we'll do the next step. So I have somewhat de-seeded all of the jalapenos, and I'm going to set those aside while I boil these. So I have the water boiling, and I'm going to put these in there for just about 2 minutes. So I have the water boiling, and I'm going to put these in there. So let them come to a boil, and then we're going to take them out after 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'm going to take the carrots out. So just remember, we are not trying to cook them. So take them out of the water. Now in the same water, I'm going to put the lemons and boil them for 3 minutes. Now some of the carrots were a little bit too big, so I just went ahead and halved them like that. They are cold now, so I'm gonna add the green chilies in there, and at this point the lemons are cold as well. So you need to cut the lemons. You can cut them to any size or shape you prefer, and I'm going to squeeze some of the juice out of the lemons. These lemons are very watery, juicy, so I need to squeeze that out, because when your achaar is done and you try to bite into it, if there's a lot of juice in there, it's going to splatter on your face. And I don't know why, I've never asked my grandmother, but she always used to squeeze the juice out of the lemons. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that, whatever she did. And now I'm going to add the spices. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of salt, and I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of turmeric, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of red chili powder in there. After adding these spices, mix it well. and we're going to leave it overnight because with the salt and the spices, it's going to release a lot of liquid, and if you leave all that liquid in there, your achaar is going to go bad. So mix it well, leave it overnight, and so we're gonna drain the water. Now put a glove on when you're doing all the mixing. I mean, you can do it with a spoon, but hands are always better. So mix and leave it overnight. So it's next morning, and I'm going to drain all the liquid from here. So you will see that there is a lot of liquid in here. Now we're gonna mix it again. Cover it and leave it again overnight, and we're gonna see how much liquid it has tomorrow. I mean, it's somewhat reduced in size as well because of all the liquid that we just drained, and because of the salt, it releases a lot of water. So cover and see what happens to it tomorrow. So the next day we're gonna go and open it up and see if there's any more liquid in there. If there is, then we're gonna try and drain that out. And yes, there is quite a bit. So now I'm gonna mix it again. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of white vinegar in there. And then mix that well. Mix it so everything gets coated with that, and I'm going to leave it for the rest of the day, and maybe tomorrow morning I'll do the next step. So the next morning I'm going to add some more spices to it. So I have here fennel seed. I'm gonna add that in there. You can crush it up a little bit, but I'm just gonna add it like that. And then I have black seed and mustard seed. So I'm going to go ahead and add these in there as well. And about 2 tablespoons of chili flakes. This is fenugreek seed. But I'm going to crush this up a little bit. We don't need to grind it, just crush it up. So I'm going to do that. So I crushed those up. Now we don't want it to be up like a powder, okay? So just add that in there. I also have a container of mango pickle. I couldn't get a hold of mangoes that were raw that I could use for the achaar. And if you add one of the store-bought containers of achaar, it doesn't matter what type it is, if you add it to your achaar, it just enhances the flavor. So I'm gonna add 1 container of that in here. Now I would have preferred whole mangoes with seed, but they didn't have any of that, so I just got this. And now mix it. You can use a spoon or your hand, doesn't matter. Now, you can use vegetable oil for this. I have some mustard oil. I know it says on there for external use only, but back home they always use mustard oil for pickling. But I'm gonna use just one bottle of this, which is about 500 ml, and the rest I'm just gonna use vegetable oil, but I need to heat that up before adding it to the achaar. So you don't need to, or you shouldn't boil the oil. We just need to warm it up a little bit. So while that's warming up, I'm going to transfer this. I mean, I could leave it in here too, but I'm just going to transfer it to a bucket and then add the oil to that. I mean, this already looks so good. Like, you can just eat it. Look at that. But it still needs a couple of weeks before it's fully done. So I have this bucket that I always use for achaar. Now, I got this from a hardware store. I think I got it from Home Depot. So you can get it from any hardware store, and it comes with a lid, so you can close it tightly. And now I'm going to transfer the achaar here. So there are no measurements really to how much oil, but you should have enough in there to cover the achaar, and you need to mix it every day, if not more than once, but twice, but at least once a day you need to mix the achaar, and make sure that it's always under oil, immersed in oil. So there, if you see it sticking out, it's gonna get fungus on it. So I'm gonna add the oil to it now. So just gonna add the oil. So now mix it, and we need to make sure that the oil gets to every part of the achaar. Every achaar is covered in it. And I'm going to add a little bit more oil to this. So I'm just going to add a little bit more oil in there. And that's more than enough. Just mix. So let me get this closer. So you see how this one is peeking out a little bit? Make sure every piece is fully immersed in oil, okay? Because if any little bit is sticking out of the oil, it's gonna go bad. So every time you mix it, you make sure that it's fully immersed in oil at all times. So that's it. That's how you do homemade achaar. And I'm going to leave it on the countertop for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And for the first week or so, mix it every single day. And And now I personally don't like achar as much. Sometimes it's okay, but a lot of my family members love achar, and sometimes I make a big batch, and then once it's completely ready to eat, then I'll just transfer it into glass jars and give it to them. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and if you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and see you again with another recipe.